dog or nothing. It was like a little leg, and then one of the legs was out like that, and it was 2 hours.
I hope you weren't watching the clouds and more watching the road. Are you okay with this? You're not going to get this?
Well,
you're inside. So
I'm inside, but it doesn't mean anything crucial.
where's your car?
My car is just up the road. Yeah. Oh no, I'm fine.
No, I just don't want you to get a gust of wind up your... Okay.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, yeah. This is your bed. According to this, it's always terrible. And when I'm very organized and I get my little natural plants in before November, the wind comes along and moves out of the ground. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
turn to Lachado D, page 138, mystical song from Svat.
Shabbat,
welcome Shabbat with Al-Khadodi Brooke, who becomes a bat mitzvah this Shabbat tomorrow morning, and her mum Rebecca will light our Shabbat candles for us.
O source of light and truth, creator of eternal law of goodness, help us find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishav mitzvah v'tzivanu hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Mazel tov. Shabbat shalom. Let's take a moment turning to one another, wishing each other a Shabbat shalom, a wonderful Shabbat.
Adonai,
Shalom Aleichem, Ministering Angels, page 142. Just one page forward to the Chatzi Kaddish on page 144 and we rise. As we are seated, let's join together in Ma'ariv Aravim, the blessing that brings about the evening. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro Ma'ariv Aravim, b'chokhmah poteh hasharim, ובתבונה משנה עתים, ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים במשמרותיהם ברקיע כרצונו, בורא יום ולילה, גולל אור מפני חושך, וחושך מפני אור, ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו. על חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים.
Torah
היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך, ביתך ולפתך, בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וכשאתה
על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל, ואמרת להם, ועשו להם ציצית, על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף ותיל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית הוריתם אותו, ושמרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי לכם ואחרי בניכם, אשר אותם זונים אחריכם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לפניכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, לחיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Adonai Elohechem Emet.
Yeshua Kochech, beautiful, and we look forward to tomorrow morning. Mazel tov, Brooke. On page 157, standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together.
No
page 160, as we sing the indented section of Hashkivenu, the prayer where we ask God to protect us as we go on our way and when we lay our heads on our pillows at night. Atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. We turn to V'shamru on the next page, 162. You know the little glitch there? It was in case Councillor Loom is watching, he'd feel secure about his job. So those of you who have not heard the absolute wonderful news that Anna and Michelle became parents again with a second little girl last Sunday night. And we did share that in the rabbi's email that came out this week. Her name is Emily Elizabeth Lalum. So we wish him and Anna and Elena, big sister Elena, and their whole family Mazel Tov on that wonderful, wonderful life event. Let us rise for the tefillah on page 164. Adonai sefatai tivta ufi agita hilatecha baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora Elyon Gomer Chasadim Tovim v'Koneh Hakol וזוכר חסי אבות ואימהות ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה מלך עושה ומשיח ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה אתה גיבוי לעולם אדוני מחיה מתים אתה רב להושיע משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מסריח השמש ומוריד הטל, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחייב מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות וביטול מלך, מלך במצוק חיה ומשמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה המתים. אתה קדוש ושמך הקדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללו חסרה, ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. Let us continue silently with our own prayers. Shabbat Shalom. I think I might be talking about something tonight that potentially has never been talked about from the Bema before. Anybody want to take it? I know, it's asking you what it might be. It could be a very big question. But what happened last night across part of the world? Halloween. I knew that would be a response. It's like, and why would I be talking about Halloween? Because it's cool. Well, we got two very, very stark reactions. Does anybody know where Halloween comes from? You're saying it goes from All Saints' Days. That's what you're referring to, Julian. It's what? All Souls' Day? No, it goes back even further than that. It's a Celtic tradition. It's a pagan tradition called Samhain. Thank you for the correct pronunciation. How do you pronounce it? Selwyn. But there's no L in it. Selwyn. It's like Selwyn. No, I know, but that's what I'm hearing. It's spelled Samhain. Of course, Selwyn, right? And of course, this is the souls of the dead are supposed to revisit their homes on the stage. You know what other festival it reminds me of from South America, especially from Mexico? The Day of the Dead, Cinco de Mayo, it's the 5th of May. Reminds me of that, and they brought out a wonderful cartoon a little while ago of a story of Cinco de Mayo and the Day of the Dead, which I thought it was one of the cutest animations that I've seen in a long time. But so this was a festival of summoning up ghosts and witches and goblins and all those fun things, as you like, Ellie. Good luck with your child. The kids are definitely having fun. But then by the Middle Ages, the Roman Catholic Church instituted All Hallows Eve on October 31st. And then to counteract that, what happened on November 1st? All Saints' Day. So it morphed from this pagan festival into a Catholic festival or holiday that they then tried to counteract with All Saints' Day. So we could make the argument that the roots of Halloween are in pagan and Catholic rites going back all that way. So if I said to you, the kids that were coming and knocking on doors last night, if you were fortunate enough to have any, do you think they knew any of this? No. Of course not. All they want are the lollies. And dressing up, let's face it, is fun. Isn't it fun? It's the one. And we Jews, what holiday we have to dress up on? Purim. Right? I dressed up for you guys tonight. It's a Purim. And of course, so the questions, because this is such a prolific holiday in North America, and you can see it creeping into Australian culture as well. You just drive through the neighborhoods and you've got the fake spider webs, and the shops, all the different shops are starting to sell lollies. By the way, you should buy lollies after Halloween so you can stock up for Hanukkah. But I actually don't personally have much of a problem, even from a religious point of view, with Halloween. Why? What does some parts of Judaism, I should never say, what does Judaism say?
It's remembering.
Oh, that's too deep, Rena. You said it's remembering. It's got nothing to do with remembrance. I can say, that I'll take you through a little bit of Jewish tradition, what halakha says. So if you were to be halachically responsible, you would say, under no circumstance should we have anything to do with Halloween. Halakha. Why? Give me the reason. Because it's pagan, and what do we say about pagan festivals? Thank you. We could say abhorrent about a lot of things, Charles. We say that because we are very much taught in the Torah that we do not worship goblins or ghosts or witches or anything like that. The Torah is very clear, right? I can build that argument, we can follow that argument, it is very clear. Halakha teaches us that. But there are some rabbis who come back and say, well, let's look at this holiday. I'm not going to even call, it's not a festival. Let's look at this holiday in a slightly different way. So they would turn around and say, let's face it, if we were to look at Halloween today, there's nothing religious about it. There's no ritual. There's no real worship, although I have heard of some cases where employees have taken their employers to court saying that they are Wiccas and they want to celebrate the holiday, it's their festival, therefore it's discrimination by not allowing them to have a day off work. Different issue. So they would say that because all those pagan rituals and even some of the Christian rituals are not practiced, they're not at the forefront at all of this holiday, therefore it's just a fun holiday and why not partake? Why not enjoy something that is not religious, that is frivolous, that is fun, that doesn't, we're not even looking at it we're not trying to bring on any kind of and try to pretend that there's any religious element to Halloween whatsoever. We're not going to do that. So you've got two different and opposing views. One, we should have nothing to do with Halloween because it's a pagan and got to do with goblins and ghosts and summoning the dead. And then others who are saying, well, forget all that. That's not what the holiday is all about. The holiday is about just having fun. And then you've got some who try to say, well, from the Jewish perspective, perhaps there are some values that we can take away. And I think this is where the happy medium comes for some people who might be on the fence with Halloween. Let's make it a day of giving. We might dress up because it's fun, but we may not go on the trick or treat. We might just give rather than take. So instead of going out and saying, give me all the lollies you possibly have, although they were trying to advocate for fruit on ABC 24. Like, what kid is going to be happy? Here's a banana. Here, take a few blueberries. I don't know any kid who would say, yes, please. Or Brussels sprouts. They're lightly fried in some olive oil with some... So to be a little bit more serious, but it's hard to be serious about Halloween, and it's hard even to be serious to give this drush. But they're saying, well, if we are to do something, if we are as the Jewish community who recognizes that there's nothing religious about this holiday, but we want to participate in the holiday because of Derech Eretz, the concept of Derech Eretz. That we live in a culture, we live in a society where we're not the dominant people, and in order to be good neighbors, we should be part of the community and we should participate. And so here are some ideas about how to participate. One is to not go out and to go trick-or-treating, but when people come to the door, that we give. And at the same time, it's not just about giving out the lollies, that perhaps we turn it into a bigger mitzvah of actually giving to other people and using food. In a way, we do that through Rosh Hashanah and the Yom Kippur with the collection of the mazon bags. So you have a choice. And you can have, I won't go back and say like heavy scholars in Jewish tradition will tell you to do this, except the negative. So you have a choice to decide for yourselves, what is Halloween? It's not a religious holiday, it just took, certainly not in the 21st century. It's become very much a cultural activity in America. A cultural activity, not a religious. And in there, which you can see it starting to infiltrate here in Australia very clearly, something that we're going to have to continue to see, not have to, it's going to continue to grow, I believe. because it's just fun. So we have a choice on how we wish to participate, if at all. So we can go from, I'm not participating at all, I'm going to close the door, I'm going to pretend I'm not home, even though they can see the TV, and then I'm going to pretend. Or we can participate in a way that might be actually good for society, by still giving the children the lollies, by playing good, by being good neighbors, and then doing some kind of tzedakah out of it. And even those who wish to go trick-or-treating, to enjoy, because I personally don't see it as a religious holiday. And then, to be honest, whether you like it or not, if you can break it out, doesn't really matter, because there are lots of holidays that some of us like and some of us don't. Not everybody likes Grand Final Friday. Not everybody likes Chag, as we call Chag HaSusim. You know what Chag HaSusim is? Yeah. Melbourne Cup Day. Chag is festival, HaSusim is of the horses. So I just wanted to share a little bit about Halloween. What the Jewish community, certainly in the progressive world, is quite divided on its celebration, on how we should celebrate, if at all, our participation, and very much leaves it to the individual to find that comfort level. So I all wish you a wonderful Shabbat, not happy Halloween. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to rise for Aleinu. We're on page 586. Rena, I think you're up.
עלינו לשבח אדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגובה מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד. אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We turn forward in our Siddurim to Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish, on page 598. And for the week, the 30 days of Shloshim, we remember Lawrence Amor, Peter Curtis, Fred Moses, Peter Waller, Gary Wise. And the Yartzites anniversaries of his death fall on this Shabbat. We remember Alma Alexander, Joseph Barger, Rika Bliss, Samson Brand, Harold Alkin, Moshe Finkelstein, Rosa Grossbard, Norman Hendel, George Hayward, Irving Kay, Stephen Colliner, David Locke, Irene Mansfield, Cyril Mayers, Dina Milstein, Leah Plotke, Kenneth Rubin, Miriam Rich, Frida Rogers, Kalman Rogers, Chaya Sharfodowski, Kurt Selby, and Alice Sloman. If you'd like to remember the name of a loved one for Shiva, Shloshim, or Yartzeit, I invite you to share their names at this time. Zecher Tzadik Livracha, may the memory of the righteous be for a blessing as we join together in one voice. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, v'yamad divrach yiriteh v'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayachon of yomechon, v'chayed achol Beit Yisrael, v'agala v'izman kariv v'maru. Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lameh almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitkarmam v'yitnaseh. Vitadar, Vitale, Vitalal, Shemeda Kudusha, Barichu, Leila, Main Kol Birchata Vashirata, Tush Birchata Venechemata, Damiran Bialma Veimaru, Yahei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chayim Aleinu V'Akol Yisrael Ve'imru.
Amen.
Oseh Shalom B'Mormav, Hu Yaseh Shalom, Aleinu V'Akol Yisrael Ve'imru.
Amen.
Hamakom Yenachem Echem B'Tuch Shav Le'Tzion V'Yerushalayim. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved in Jerusalem and around the world, and we say, Amen. As we are seated, our President Rebecca is going to make some announcements.
Thank you, Rabbi, and thank you, Sharon, Ellie, Ido, and Ruach for your liturgy today. Welcome, everyone, to services at Temple Beth Israel. Lovely to have you all here, whatever has brought you to shul this evening. A few announcements. Tomorrow morning, Shabbat morning, do please come back and join us for services, and we will be celebrating with Brooke and her family as Brooke becomes bat mitzvah. And another reason to come tomorrow, Rabbi Danny Schiff will be giving the drush. So do please come back tomorrow morning for our service. On Sunday, the Rosh Chodesh group will be meeting, and this month we will have a look at the laws of tzinut, or modesty in clothing. It should be very interesting what has changed and what's remained the same about those rules. Do talk to me or to Rabbi Etlinger about the location. That is Sunday night at 7:30. On Sunday the 17th, everywhere, it's Mitzvah Day, and there are many things happening here at TBI that you can join in. So there will be singing for seniors, there will be a pop-up repair shop, we'll be cooking for Nourish, we'll be helping the St Kilda mums, and we'll be packing chocolates and taking them to the aged care homes. So come along on Sunday the 17th, morning or afternoon, and help us with our Mitzvah Day activities. On the 24th of November, you can help Netzer. They are celebrating 40 years and holding a really wonderful anniversary event. So do go onto their website, which is netzer.org.au, and you can also contribute to their appeal. Very, very important that we continue to support the wonderful work of Netzer. I think that's it. Community dinner. Do stay after we make Kiddush in the back of the hall for community dinner. There is always plenty for everyone, and Ido will be leading us in song again. And one last thing, if you thought you were coming this Wednesday for our TBI breakfast, unfortunately it's been cancelled. So due to a glitch in Dave Sharma's arrangements. So hopefully we'll have another TBI breakfast at a different date. Do thank our CSG volunteers on your way home, and you know how to put your books on the trolley. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Rebecca. Our final song is, Sharon?
Hine Matov.
Hine Matov. How good it is that we're here today.
Thank you.
join together with Kiddush. The darker red is wine, the lighter is grape juice, and right in front of the challah is the whiskey.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam urei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kinisham b'mitzvotav v'ratza banu v'shamas kodsho ve'ahava u'pratzot yichidanu zikaron v'maaseh bereishit ki hu yom techila למקראי קודש זכר יציאת מצרים כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש
L'chaim. We'll join together in the motzi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
B'te'avon Shabbat Shalom. It's very hot. Hyping. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
I gotta go set this up. haven't got the time, and you haven't got the interest.
That's important. I don't know, it depends.
Anyway, let's enjoy dinner.
Hey, 1, 2. We are, yes. So we are going to get started in a couple minutes. Before we do, however,